We have some big news right now. The United States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious Black Engineering Awards event following Donald Trump's anti-DEI executive order. According to military.com, the United States Army and other service branches will no longer be recruiting this year at the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, or BEYA, B-E-Y-A. It's an annual conference that draws students, academics, and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math. And historically, it's been used to help recruit some of America's best and brightest in the military and the Pentagon. Well, now, after Trump's anti-DEI executive order and Pete Hegseth essentially telling the Department of Defense it can no longer observe Black History Month, it's no longer going to be recruiting from this pool of highly qualified and talented.
This one is amazing. Let me tell you something you've never known or something you've never understood. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know, but let me just talk about it. Black people they're not just normal people. That's one thing you need to understand. These are kind of people who are created in a certain way. And sometimes I try to think and to try to understand which criteria did God use to build black people or to create black people. Because black people are certain kind of people. You don't want to know. These people are very strong. These people, there is nothing under the universe that they cannot be able to do. There is nothing they cannot be able to do. Okay? And that's the truth of the matter. That's the truth of the matter. Whether you like it or not, it's the bitter truth that is there. There is nothing under the universe that a black person cannot do. These are the kind of people who can endure anger. Like they can stay for a long time without food. They still survive. These are people who can go through suffering, but they still survive. These are people who can like do a lot of work. They can be they can be subjected to a very hard work, but they still survive. These are people who can actually they can build, like I don't know what to say. Just come to Africa and you will see a lot of things. Here in Africa, people don't even go to, some people don't hire machines, farm machines to come maybe and dig their land sometimes, or maybe harvest. They do it. They do it by themselves. They do it using their hands. That is how strong and that is how powerful black people are.
The military is no longer recruiting black men because of DEI. They've opted out of recruiting engineers and just everyday black people. Since Frumpy has taken office, over 300 and something people have been registering to become part of the armed service every day since December. Most of those people are going to be white because they're MAGA lovers. I want y'all to keep this in perspective. Military is overly seen as black. We make up the majority of the Marines, majority of the Army, majority of the Air Force. We make up majority of the armed forces in America. And it was because during most of the times, this country did not have a problem sacrificing black bodies for the sake of the country. And they made sure that the recruiting areas were in low-income housing areas, the hood, the ghetto, where they know people did not have a chance of either graduating high school with a diploma, they would have to get a GED, going to college, or they didn't have the skill set to get a certain type of job. But now, it has worked against them. Because they know if we went to Civil War, the highly trained, skilled soldiers are majority black. Also would have to worry about the white people who are actually on the black side and every other race. And if we had a civil war right now, white folks would lose. So they're stacking their recruitment and they are ignoring DEI, which just means black people, because that's what they think DEI is, so they can make sure they have the upper hand when shit pops off in this country. Because whether we want to know it or not, it will pop off sooner or later. And they want to make sure that the odds are not against them. They're going to get young, ignorant, uneducated European Americans to do their dirty work. But we got YNs. We grew up in survival mode. The one thing white folks can never take from black folks is how to survive. And we're always one step ahead of y'all when it comes to your hate and your racism. You don't think we're not prepared? Trust me, we all recruit as many as you want. It won't make a difference in the end.
So the American Army is not going to be recruiting black people. So you're no longer going to entice young black people to go and fight for wars and die for wars for a country that doesn't value them? So you think this is going to be a punishment, that black people will no longer be able to fight in wars and die for a cause that doesn't serve them? Interesting. Very interesting.
Donald Trump just passed a law that he wanted to keep black men and women out of the service, military, of any kind. Because if we are trained in those very positions, their fear is that we'll train our people outside the military, regular, everyday, average black and Americans, to know that we can fuck them up because we will protect our people at any cost. They forget they built us this way. We were created and designed this way because of slavery. They purposely designed us to be smarter, faster, quicker, and stronger. And we were that long before we were forced over here. But what they don't know is we know them more than they know us. And Donald Trump and his cronies and Elon Musk are fucking idiots because their fear is that we will stomp our knee onto their neck. And I'm here for it.
So the military said they finna stop recruiting from the Black Engineer of the Year award event after Trump got rid of the DEI program. So they getting rid of diversity, period, and they starting at the top and going down. And that's all right. They just trying to build the most powerful white nation that they can. That's all that is. That's all this country was ever meant to be. So it don't matter if you're the descendant of a slave or the descendant of the merchants that came over here or either of the native people. It don't matter. If we get assigned to go somewhere where it's a whole lot more of us, like Africa got 980 million people that look like us, Haiti, Jamaica, Brazil, then we need to go. All that fighting over this and fighting with them, that shit we need to go. Fuck all that shit.
If the people you cannot shake them easily in this world are black people, and I'm telling you that for free. So if you want to mess up around, you mess up with everybody else, but don't mess up with a black person, because black people, there is nothing they cannot do. These people, they are not shaken. These people, they are not afraid. These people, they work hard. These people, they do everything, completely everything. Okay? And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because black people are now giving many other people in the world a headache. They are giving them headache. They're becoming a threat. Okay? Like worldwide, because of what they are doing. Okay, people have begun to realize that black people can actually overtake the world. They can overcome, they can overtake the world. That is what people are beginning to understand today. And that's why you realize there's a lot of things that are happening today, that are happening right now, and everything is being directed to a black person, because they don't want to be seen maybe coming up, or rather rising, or rather maybe doing something, because they fear. There's this guy who is coming, who was from Zimbabwe. He's called Maxwell Chikonbuto. Maxwell Chikonbuto, when he was narrating his story, said he had an invention of a certain thing, of a car. Yeah, an invention of a self-powered car. And when he was trying to explain that, that I think that knowledge to the to white people, when he was when he was in the United States of America, people tried to block him from coming out, okay, and trying to show out to the world that this is what I can do and this thing can really happen, okay. And so, why do you think happened that way? Why do you think he was blocked? It's because everybody knows out here, everybody knows in the world that black people are very strong, okay. If black people can try today and take the United States, they can lead it, they can govern it. That's why that black person was talking on the other video, was saying we can actually run the economy of this country without the help of a single white man. We can run it ourselves. We can do it, which means they are capable of doing it. What I'm saying is this world is being built by black people all over. The world is built by them. And whenever you see these people around, you need to at least consider them, or rather, you need to at least appreciate them, because where a black person is, it becomes a great place, because they do a lot of things. Now, they're being, even the reason as to why they're being asked not to be part, or rather, not to like they're being declined an opportunity of joining the military. It's because now the things that are happening in the world and the things that black people are doing in the world today and how they have woken up. Black people have been used for quite some time because they didn't understood themselves. They did not know who really they are. So if you see things like this happening, the issues of now asking them not to join the US military or other militaries of other countries from the West, it's because now it's because people know and people understand that black people have begun to wake up. Okay, black people have begun, like they are now understand who really they are, what they're capable of doing, and what they can really do. They're not fools anymore. They're not children anymore. Now even their minds are grown up. Okay, they understand a lot of things, and that's why when you come to a country, to a continent like Africa, you will realize we're having people like Ibrahim Traore. When you have people like Ibrahim Traore in Africa who is doing a lot of things for the good and for the interests of the people of Africa, it means that African people are now waking up. They are not the people we used to think they were. Okay, so we used them because we knew these people can help us build ourselves. That's why we're using them. But at the end of the day, when now they have begun waking up, now we cannot use them anymore. So we even fear allowing them engage or allowing them associate themselves with our issues because we fear. Right? We fear. So if you want to know what I'm saying is true, just look at everything that is happening in the world today. When we go to the football teams, even in the US, even in Italy, even in Germany, even in France, even in Brazil, you'll find out and you'll realize, even in Mexico, like anywhere, any white country, when you go there, you'll find out that football teams are built by black people. In a country like France, almost 90% of the players in the national team are black people. 90% of the players in the national team are black people, because I haven't seen a lot of white people there. I used to see Griezmann and some other 2-3 players who are white, but the rest, and the goalkeeper, but the rest are black people. The rest are black people. Many of them are black people. Talking of N'Golo Kante, talking of Dembele, talking of Pogba, Paul Pogba, talking of all these, like many players, many of them are black people. And this is something we really, really need to look at it. We really need to look at it because it shows that the world depends on black. The world depends on them. Without black people in the world, then it's going to be very difficult for this world to be how it is today. The economy of this world and the riches of this world is being created by black people all over the world. All over the world. Everything, let's talk about everything. Not even some things. We're not picking. Everything is built by black people in this world. Okay? Black people work every day. They work. These people work tirelessly. They're not people who are lazy. That is the culture of the black people. Because even in our homes a long time ago, we were raised in a certain way. We couldn't just, our parents couldn't just let us grow anyhow. Yeah? We didn't grow in a way that we are being like nursed like children. We grew up, we were still children, but we are being treated like adults. Yeah? You don't just mess around. Let me tell you something. You need to experience African mothers and African parents. Those people act like militaries in our own home. In your own home, they act like militaries. They would beat you up when you mess up around and tell you this is the right thing to do. And we grew up having a certain habit, a certain caliber that has helped us be the strongest people we are today. But for quite some time, we have been taken advantage of because we didn't have knowledge of knowing that this is what we're supposed to do as Africans. This is what we're supposed to do. This is our freedom. These are our rights. We didn't know that. But now it has gotten to a point when now we have come to understood it. We've come to know it. And now that we have come to know it, it means some things cannot be taken advantage of us anymore. We can't be taken advantage of anymore because now we have certain minds, we have certain understanding of certain things, and therefore we are doing things in the right way. Knowing this is our right, this is the right of a black person, this is the right of a black person, and that's how we do things. Okay, so I'm just telling you this, and I'm not threatening anybody. Rather, I'm not asking anybody. I'm not like asking anybody to begin thinking anything. But what I'm saying is, if blacks can come together, they can do a lot of things. Okay, because even blacks right now they're not together. Okay, they're African Americans in the United States of America, and they are already doing a lot there alone. What if they come to Africa and join hands with their brothers in Africa? They can even wake up one morning and build their own world. I'm telling you the truth. I'm really, really telling you the truth. And the things that people really feared for quite some time is black people to wake up. A lot of people feared black people waking up, but now black people have woken up. Black people are now they now know what they're supposed to do. Their minds are now open. Their brains are open now. They are not people you used to carry anyhow or tell them go left, they go left, go right, they go right. No, it has ended. The primes of asking people to do what you want them to do and they do, it has come to an end. And so these people now understand and they know that this is what we are supposed to be doing. And nobody's going to play around with us anymore. Nobody's going to do anything like mess up around with us, because we are on toes now. And we are working for the freedom, for the liberation of every black people. We just want them to come back to Africa. That is the message, and that is the gospel that Ibrahim Traore has been preaching for quite some time. And we love black brothers who are in the United States, who are in diaspora, in Germany, in Mexico, in Brazil, in wherever they are, anywhere they are. We just think that they should one day come back to Africa and we reunite, so they can be able to do wonders. Okay, so asking these people not to join the U.S. military, it's because people know that these people now understand something. Now they have woken up. They are not children as we used to think. They are no more sleeping. So they're not sleeping anymore. So we don't have to risk. Okay, we don't have to risk. But at some point, maybe they think maybe it's a way of punishing black people. Rather, because I had a woman who was saying, it can be a way of punishing black people, because no, it's not that way. It's not a way of punishing people, because don't even feel bad, because we feel like we have been considering outside more than home. And charity begins at home. So we don't blame those African Americans or black Americans because they found themselves in the US. They found themselves living there. Maybe some of them were born there and they've been there for quite some time. They don't know how they got there. They just read the history, and the history is telling them their ancestors were taken as slavery, and maybe something like that. But you need to come back and build Africa. We believe in you. What I'm saying is, just know black people are very strong. Don't mess up around with them. They can do literally anything. There is nothing they cannot do. Nothing completely. There is nothing in this world they cannot do. Okay? Yeah. So that's the reason. And I think, let me know what you have to say on the comment section about this issue of asking these people not to join the military or not to go to the military, not to be part of it. It's a rule that maybe has been given out recently, and people have been reacting on it. Let me know what you have to say about that. And do you believe with me, and do you agree with me that black people can actually do everything? Do you agree with me? Do let me know what you have to say in the comment section. I do my best to make sure I'm reading all of them and comment where possible. African Streamline. Adios muchachos, guys.